Today's movie is a horrific story of how cruel people can be. The movie opens up with a young girl named Emma running for her life through the forest. She seems to be afraid of something that is following her. While running, her foot gets cut by some glass pieces, but she takes them out and continues running. Before she can arrive at the main road, she gets stuck in one of the traps and is left hanging upside down. With the help of a glass piece, she writes "Emma lives" on a tree, thinking that others will find it and know about her. The scene then shifts to a couple, Betty and an unidentified man referred to as Driver, who are moving to a new place. Betty seems sad because she is going away from her friends, but the driver tries to make her understand that this is how life goes. The couple then stays at a motel for the night. While inside the room, they see the news about Emma on TV. The marking that Emma made at the beginning of the movie has now been discovered by the police, and we discovered that it's been 6 months since the incident. Shortly after, the driver turns the TV off and calls Betty towards him. He asks her to remove the towel. At this moment, it is shown that Betty has a wound mark on her stomach. The couple then get romantic and spend some quality time together. In the next scene, a rich family is returning home after a vacation. When they reach their home, they find a gang of robbers invading their property and taking away their belongings. The leader of the gang, Hogue, tells his gang members to stay aside while he tries to talk to the house owner. The family also notices them and tries to call the police. Despite the gang leader's warning to stay aside, Flynn, one of the gang members, shoots at the family and kills them. Seeing this, Hogue gets angry at Flynn and pushes him to the ground. He then orders his other gang members to move away as soon as possible. Next, Betty and the driver are checking out from the motel. After some time, they pull over at a hotel named Helen's Steakhouse. The driver orders some wine and steak for lunch, while Betty orders a salad. Meanwhile, Hogue and his gang members also enter the hotel. Hogue's gang consists of his brother Ethan, girlfriend Tamara, daughter Amber, Amber's boyfriend Danny, and lastly, the violent Flynn. Hogue seems angry with Flynn for ruining the entire plan and tells him to make up for his mistake earlier. Flynn notices the couple having lunch and approaches them. He tries to flirt with Betty, making the driver angry. Soon, Hogue comes and takes Flynn away, apologizing to the couple and warning Flynn to behave himself. After finishing their lunch, the couple continues their journey. Thinking that the couple is wealthy and are carrying very valuable items, Flynn decides to follow them. As Hogue has asked him to make up for his earlier mistake, Flynn attacks the couple and takes away their car. Seeing this, Hogue gets angry at him. Flynn tells him that he has kidnapped the couple and left them at the gas station. He further adds that they are to be interrogated by Ethan for their bank PIN codes and credit cards. However, Hogue warns him that if he continues doing such stupid things, he will end him. The scene then shifts to Betty and the driver, who are kept inside a gas station with their hands tied to a chair. Ethan tries to threaten the driver by placing a knife at Betty's neck. The driver inquires with Betty if they are hurting her. Betty replies that she has made up her mind and can take no more of the torture. After that, Betty pushes her neck into the sharp knife and ends herself. Upon seeing this, the driver screams in agony and breaks free his hands. He goes straight to Betty and finds her dead. Ethan tries to attack him, but the driver dodges his attacks and kills Ethan with the same knife. Meanwhile, Flynn is checking out the belongings in the trunk of the stolen car. While searching for something valuable, he finds a girl inside the trunk. The girl turns out to be Emma, the one we saw at the beginning of the movie. Flynn calls one of his friends to give him a hand to grab the girl. Soon, Flynn and Tamara take Emma inside the house and place her on a couch. Wasting no time, Emma asks if they've eliminated the driver. She adds that if he is still alive, he will come for her and kill each and every one of them. Despite the warnings, Hogue becomes annoyed and slaps her. Emma then suggests that they call the police, but Hogue is in no mood to listen to her. He just asks Danny to go to take a look at Ethan. Tamara also insists on assisting Danny and goes along with him. Shortly after, Danny and Tamara reach the gas station where they had kept Betty and the driver. There, they feel something is wrong with Tamara and suggests they carry guns and enter inside. As soon as they enter the gas station, Danny slips on the blood and falls to the ground. On moving further ahead, they are shocked to find the corpse of Ethan. After a while, they load the dead body inside the van and return to Hogue. In the next scene, Amber is explaining to Hogue that the lady they have found in the trunk is Emma Ward, one of the 15 students who went missing 6 months ago. Out of the 15 students, 14 dead bodies were found, with only Emma still missing. Emma tells them that the man they have kidnapped is the one responsible for all the murders. Meanwhile, Danny and Tamara arrive there and inform Hogue about his brother's death. After that, all of them gather and figure out a plan to kill the driver. Surprisingly, the dead body of Ethan, which is kept at the shed, wakes up by itself. It is then revealed that the driver had taken out all of Ethan's organs and hid inside his body. Elsewhere, Emma attacks the gang members and tries to run away, but is stopped by Hogue. At the same time, Emma notices the driver from the window. She then tells Hogue that now she will wait until the driver kills all of them. After that, the driver reaches into his goods carrier and takes out his weapons. When Hogue gets out of the house, planning to kill the driver, he gets attacked by an arrow planted by the driver. In no time, Hogue is pulled away by the help of a rope attached to the arrow, and Danny also gets injured by a trap by the driver. Tamara and Flynn try to shoot the driver, but they miss. A bleeding Danny is then pulled inside the house, while Flynn makes a plan to escape in their van. To their misfortune, the driver blasts off the van, destroying their only hope of getting away. In the following scene, we are shown Hogue, who is clinging to a metal chair, placed over a wood chipper. The driver is holding the chain and torturing Hogue. After some talking, the driver tells Hogue that he is not a serial killer, but a psychopath who likes to kill in numbers. He then eliminates Hogue by brutally dropping his body into the chipper. Back at the house, Amber asks Emma about what she thinks the driver might have done to her dad, Hogue. Emma replies that the driver will torture and kill her dad. Here, we are shown a flashback where Emma is being tortured by the driver, who tells her about what he did with her friends. He also tells her that she will live till he is alive. After suggesting Emma tie the wound tightly to stop the blood flowing, the driver cuts his own throat. It is then revealed that Emma was the one who saved his life. Back in the present, everyone is tense inside the house. Meanwhile, someone knocks at the door, and when Flynn goes to answer it, he finds no one there, except there is a bag hanging in the front door. He then kicks the bag and sees small pieces of Hogue's body dropping out of it. After that, Danny and Amber plan to escape using a broken car from their garage. They manage to safely enter the garage, but when they try to start the engine, it does not budge. Danny gets out of the car to take a look at the engine. He manages to start the engine, asking Amber to press the gas pedal. While he is doing so, the driver arrives and shoves his face into the car's engine, burning it. Seeing this, Amber gets frightened and runs away into the woods. The driver chases her and attacks her with his knife, piercing through her chest. He then leaves Amber to die and pursues the others who are escaping in a car. In the next scene, Flynn drops Danny at a hospital door and drives Tamara and Emma to a motel to spend the night. Flynn asks the motel owner for a room, who recognizes him as a gangster. After Flynn leaves for the room, the motel owner immediately calls the cops. Later, Emma is taking a shower, while Flynn is thinking about taking Emma to her rich dad and asking for money in return, till she goes unconscious. Meanwhile, a police officer arrives at the door and asks for Flynn, but he is shot and eliminated by the gangster. After this, Flynn tells Emma that they should get out of the motel as soon as possible. When Flynn enters the bathroom to get Tamara out, he is shocked to see her strangled with plastic. Suddenly, Tamara gains consciousness. This startles Flynn, and he shoots her, finally ending her life. Seeing this, Emma panics and tries to run away, but Flynn chases and stops her at gunpoint. Just then, the driver arrives there in a police car and hits Flynn, knocking him unconscious. Emma tries to shoot the driver, but he manages to dodge every shot. After her gun is empty, Emma runs away to save her life. She reaches a vehicle's junkyard and grabs a metal rod. The driver also finds her and demands that she surrender. However, Emma refuses to do so and instead attacks the driver with the rod. When she is about to smash the driver's head with the rod, he gets up and pushes Emma away. Out of nowhere, Flynn also arrives carrying a shotgun. He fires a shot at the driver and manages to injure him. But when he approaches the driver and tries to shoot him at close range, the driver attacks him with a knife, throwing away his shotgun. After an intense battle, Flynn manages to get back his shotgun, but before he can fire again at the driver, Emma knocks Flynn out and takes the shotgun. She tries to shoot the driver, but fails, as she forgets to push the new shell into the shotgun. Impressed by her courage, the driver comes near Emma and tells her that she is free now. He then takes out a knife and cuts through Emma's stomach to take out a tracker, with the help of which he was tracking her throughout the movie. After he removed it, the driver leaves Emma unconscious on the floor and shoots Flynn with the shotgun. Unluckily, the motel owner has seen everything. As a result, the driver is compelled to eliminate him as well. In the last scene, the driver arrives at the hospital dressed as a doctor. He then enters the room where Danny is being treated and whispers, "No one lives," into Danny's ears and kills him with a clipboard. As he's leaving the hospital, he notices Emma being brought in. At the same time, a news reporter reports that Emma was kidnapped by a gang this whole time. It means that no one knows about the driver. Before leaving, the driver approaches Emma and touches her hands. If you enjoyed this movie recap, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more of these, subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos.